Caitlin Clark's return, lads. Caitlin Clark's return. On ABC, nationally televised game.
Clark is officially back, okay, for the Indiana Fever. Guys, the Indiana Fever just gave the freaking New York Liberty their first L. Their first L of the season. I was wondering, I'm like, who?
Caitlin Clark just dropped 32 points like it was nothing. And guess who paid the price? The undefeated New York Liberty. That's right, the Indiana Fever came out swinging. Was it a game or Caitlin's personal revenge tour? Either way, she brought the fire, the attitude, and the drama. This wasn't just a win, it was a full-blown blockbuster. And Clark was the star of every scene.
Back again. Caitlin's back. Tell Caitlin Clark Kent back in action. Where do I even start? 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, 7 threes, 11 for 20 in only 31 minutes of basketball. The Indiana Fever say, come on, New York. Come on. Somebody's got to give you this first L, and I guess it's going to be...
Caitlin Clark didn't just step on the court, she came locked in like a sniper, with a cannon for an arm, and no respect for the laws of physics. She was pulling up from 30 feet like it was a free throw, actually make that 30 yards. At this point, someone should check if she wandered in from NFL training camp, because those shots were coming from another zip code. And these weren't desperate heaves, they were dead-on missiles, delivered with zero mercy.
That's how you feel, Caitlin, after missing 4 games from a quad injury? That's how you feel when you come back? What the hell did we just watch? Caitlin Clark in her absolute Birkin, able to get her team a victory over the undefeated New York Liberty. Let's talk about it. So as I discussed before, Caitlin Clark, this is her first game back in 4 or 5 games after dealing with the quad injury. And she did not disappoint. Came out with 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, almost a triple-double. But 7 3-pointers, y'all. And she was hitting them from 40 feet. Like, she was literally shooting from any...
32 points. Let that sink in. That wasn't just a game, it was a one-woman Broadway show. And every scene ended with a swish. Clark tied her career high in threes and made it look effortless. Blink, and she was already pulling up from the logo like it was a warm-up. Meanwhile, the Liberty, once the undefeated queens of the WNBA, looked more like background actors in the Caitlin Clark show.
Most elite performances we have ever seen from Caitlin Clark. Now, I got to remind everybody about this. Caitlin Clark is coming off an injury, bro. What we seen today was greatness. This was similar to the Michael Jordan flu game. I mean, it's up there type deal, bro. Caitlin Clark just handed the New York Liberty the ass whooping of a lifetime. And what's crazy about all of this is that the referees couldn't even save them. See, last time the referees was able to save New York, and they walked away with the...
And somewhere not too far away, but feeling like a different world, Angel Reese was doing her usual routine. Grabbing rebounds like she's stockpiling for winter, tossing the ball up like it's part of a dance. 10 rebounds for points, and enough posing to land a modeling deal. But if you ask her, she's still the main event. The crown jewel.
Caitlin Clark is back in the WNBA today, and I could not be happier. And to start off the game with the New York Liberty, she is putting on a show. First clip we're going to watch here is Sabrina Ionescu missing a 3 because she wants to be Caitlin and she just isn't. And look at this dime of a pass. Oh my gosh, can you just be a quarterback already? But then it gets better. Caitlin goes on a 9-0 run by herself within the span of 50 seconds.
They call her the face of the league. Never mind that Caitlin Clark just lit up the court like the 4th of July. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is out here reminding everyone she brings the flavor. Here's the hilarious part. Reese is moving like a walking double-double of ego and hustle, but the scoreboard clearly forgot she was part of the plan. Her shot chart? A horror movie read everywhere, nothing falling. She's under the rim tossing up bricks like she's laying the foundation for a new arena, but hey, She got rebounds. The kind that scream, "Don't worry team, I've got the miss." Again, while Caitlyn's out here playing 5D chess, Angel's playing hungry hippos with rebounds. And yet, she keeps talking like she's got the WNBA wrapped around her perfectly manicured finger. She insists she's bringing the eyes, that it's not just Caitlyn, and technically, that's true. People are watching to see Clark rain threes from the logo while Angel slow dances with the backboard. The real question is, are fans tuning in for the bucket or for the drama? Because Caitlyn's feeding Steph Curry level heat, and Angel? She's serving up WWE energy with zero offensive highlights to back it up.
88, we finally hit triple digits thanks to CC22. Caitlin Clark. Folks, 3 threes in 38 seconds in the first half. Caitlin Clark hit 3 logo bombs, by the way. 3 logo bombs in 38 seconds. This was the Caitlin Clark we all said, oh, she's different. She's sent from outer space. The Caitlin Clark that we saw today was the Caitlin Clark that we were accustomed to seeing. Oh, if
there's a difference between being talked about and being watched. Caitlin Clark is watched. Every game, every shot, every time she crosses half court, defenders hold their breath like they're strapped into a roller coaster. Angel Reese? She's talked about. For her antics. For her posing. For a rivalry with Caitlyn that's starting to feel more like a one-sided diary entry. Let's be honest, you can't stack some rebounds, throw it a scowl, and call it superstardom. The game still matters. The scoreboard still matters. And the shot clock doesn't pause for attitude. Caitlin Clark didn't just show up, she took over. She wasn't padding stats, she was breaking narratives. Meanwhile, Reese looked like a motivational speaker trapped in a power forward's body, preaching her importance while missing layups like it was a side gig. Clark's threes weren't just buckets, they were body blows. Demoralizing, not just for the Liberty, but for anyone who thought she'd fade after a slow rookie start. But now, she's warmed up. She's locked in. Her passes are sharper, her reads quicker, her shots downright absurd. We're talking long-range missiles, Steph Curry range, where the ball might need a flight plan. Every time Caitlyn launched, time seemed to freeze. The crowd held its breath. Defenders flinched. Commentators lost their minds. You don't get that kind of reaction unless you're box office.
At that, Caitlin Clark putting another game together that proves that she is the reason why people are watching the WNBA, and definitely not because of Angel Reese. In her very first game back from injury, she puts up 32, 8, and 9. Okay? Super close to a triple-double on over 50% shooting from the field and 50% shooting from the three-point line. And not only did she have a great performance, but she also led her team to a 14-point victory, so not even a close game, against a team that was previously undefeated and arguably the best team in the WNBA on her first game back.
Meanwhile, Angel could hit a shot, and the crowd might still be scrolling on their phones. That's not superstardom, that's background noise. Let's talk swagger. Caitlyn's got the silent, deadly kind of type where she drills a deep three and jogs back like she's already thinking about dinner. Reese? She's got enough bravado to power a small nation. But the numbers don't lie. You can't strut your way out of a single-digit scoring column and call it dominance. You can't flex after every missed jumper and expect the crowd to buy the illusion. Caitlyn's confidence is built on buckets. Reese's is built on branding. And there's a massive difference. Caitlyn isn't just making noise, she's making history. Rookie records. She's rewriting them. Viewership? She's boosting it. She's putting the basketball back in women's basketball. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is running the best PR campaign the scoreboard has never heard of. If marketing were a stat, she'd be averaging 40. But we're watching games, not just press conferences, and the gap is growing. Caitlin Clark is evolving by the quarter, slicing defenses, turning opponents into traffic cones, and dragging the Indiana Fever from punchline to powerhouse. Her passes are surgical. Her movement is elite. Her confidence is radioactive. And she's doing it while carrying the weight of a league's expectations and half the country's attention. Angel? She's still boxing out like the rim owes her money, and shooting like the ball's allergic to the net.
Is under fire from the Chicago Sky general manager. The general manager names Angel Reese by name and says, "We need more out of you." Now I'm scrolling through Twitter, doing my thing. You guys know how I do. Got the air breezing through my hair in those Twitter streets. I do. And I take a look and I see something that catches my attention. The Chicago Sky make a request to Angel Reese amid losing streak. Interesting. What is this request?
But sure, let's keep pretending this is a rivalry. Let's act like it's Ollie versus Frazier, when in reality, it's Caitlin Clark versus her own potential. Because honestly, that's her biggest competition right now herself. The ceiling keeps rising, and so does she. She's not just raising the bar, she's turning it into a launch pad. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is still stuck on the ground floor, waving from the rebound pile. It's hilarious. Really, the constant reminders that it's not just Caitlin are starting to sound like that jealous cousin at a birthday party, the one who insists their gift was better. Even though everyone's crowded around Caitlin's highlight reel, it's not that Angel doesn't matter, it's that her claim to the throne feels premature. You can't declare yourself royalty if the scoreboard keeps saying otherwise. Caitlin didn't ask to be the face of the WNBA, she earned it. Shot by shot. Win by gritty win. Even when Indiana was losing, people still watched because Caitlin was doing things no rookie had any business doing, and now she's winning, and doing it while taking down the league's top team with a casual 32-piece and a mic drop. Angel Reese might be great for headlines, but Caitlin Clark is great for the game, so yes, it's not just Caitlin who brings eyes to the WNBA, but let's be honest, she's the reason most people stay. And apparently, Caitlin had missed 4 straight games. 4. That's practically a basketball eternity, enough time to reset, recharge, maybe even pick up a new hobby, like casually demolishing elite WNBA teams for fun.
Ball at a very, very high efficiency rate today, 7 for 14 from long distance, shooting 50%. I'm not gonna lie, shooting the 3-pointer 14 times is wild in one game. But listen, when you hitting it like that, why not? Lexi Hall, another decent game from her, 14 points, shooting 50% from the field. And then we have Aaliyah Boston with 10 points, 11 boards, and 6 assists. Another almost triple-double for her. Great bounce-back game for Indiana because they have severely been struggling without Caitlin. Child, I know they're happy she's back on that floor because they look like a completely different team when she's...
So what does Caitlin Clark do after a mini vacation? She strolls back in like she never left and torches the undefeated Liberty like they were a junior varsity science project. She didn't come back rusty. She came back radioactive. If anything, the break just gave her time to sharpen her laser-guided threes and fine-tune her mid-air wizardry. And while Caitlin was reintroducing herself like a polite hurricane, Angel Reese was still out here collecting rebounds like Pokemon cards and tossing up layups that bounce off the rim like they're allergic to going in. There are levels to this game, and Caitlin's on a different continent. Reese is battling for table scraps in the paint, while Clark's casually launching bombs from the suburbs, sipping espresso, asking defenders if they even want to be here. Let's not sugarcoat it, this so-called Reese versus Clark rivalry, it's fiction. A fairy tale. A marketing myth cooked up in a boardroom by someone who's clearly never watched a full quarter, because when you do watch, it's crystal clear. Caitlin Clark isn't competing with Angel Reese. She's not even looking in her direction. She's too busy rearranging the WNBA hierarchy 1 30-foot missile at a time. Reese might talk like she's in the ring with Caitlin, but truth is she's barely in the same arena. Caitlin's making professionals look like practice cones. She's dropping dimes with precision, controlling tempo like a conductor with a grudge, and hitting shots that bend the laws of physics. Meanwhile, Angel still trying to finish a put act without tripping over her own narrative.